As your County Farm Bureau begins the critical policy development process for the coming year, let's take a look at your organization's involvement over the past 12 months. The 2010 membership campaign kicked off with a visit from American Farm Bureau President Bob Stallman as he joined county farm bureaus across the state during Michigan Farm Bureau's statewide membership day on February 2nd. The day began with breakfast in Berrien County and ended in Wayne County with a chili cook-off. The 15-hour, 540-mile day included attending 7 kickoffs in all. Membership numbers as of August 1st show that thanks to your efforts, we're at 94% of target, with over 22,000 new, 155,000 renewed, over 178,000 total, and close to 45,000 regular members. Throughout the past year, county farm bureaus have put the Farmers Care campaign into action. County committees have worked hard to plan and execute farm tours, fair and festival displays, ag in the classroom activities, meetings with elected officials, and more to show how farmers care about food safety, environmental integrity, and animal care. All these activities have provided valuable opportunities for farmers to interact and educate consumers of all ages. On Earth Day, the legislature recognized how farmers care with resolutions introduced in both the House and Senate. The resolutions highlighted the proactive efforts of farmers in caring for the environment through programs like MEET, where farms voluntarily participate in educational programs to learn about sound conservation practices. Thanks to the efforts of the Michigan Farm Bureau, its members, 30 county farm bureaus across the state, its partners in the Michigan Ag Council, and other ag organizations, the highly successful Farmers Feed Us program concluded in March with 3 residents winning free groceries for a year. Each received a gift card for food to the tune of $5,000, which, according to the Food Marketing Institute, will feed one adult for 1 year. With Spartan Stores as the program's official retail partner, the television and internet-based campaign showcased 10 farmers from across Michigan promoting safe, nutritious, and affordable food for consumers. Over 200,000 entries were submitted over a 90-day period, with winners drawn at random from Detroit, Grand Rapids, and Kalamazoo. In February, nearly 400 members gathered for the annual Lansing Legislative Seminar to lobby our state and elected officials on critical agricultural issues. The members learned about the challenges in the overall state budget and prepared themselves with common-sense solutions to fixing Michigan by the time the day was over. Nearly half of all state legislators were represented at the event, providing a great opportunity to talk straight about how Farm Bureau members want our legislature to fix Michigan. Fixing Michigan took on a whole new meaning for the Michigan Farm Bureau over the past several months, working on State Policy Number 41, Streamlining Michigan Government. As the first sentence of the policy states, reform is critically needed with Michigan's state and local government. That's the starting point to rectifying a state budget of which 86% is consumed by corrections, human services, and higher education. Members have done an outstanding job communicating to lawmakers that areas needing to be addressed deal with Medicaid, welfare fraud, sentencing guidelines for nonviolent offenders, and many financial inefficiencies in our public school system. And with agriculture being Michigan's #2 industry, the issue of MDA's budget being disproportionately cut was addressed through the creation of an educational video informing viewers all they get from the department for 2 cents a day. For the 5th year in a row, Michigan Farm Bureau, along with more than 30 ag commodity organizations, hosted state legislators at Ag Day at the Capitol. This year, legislators were invited to lunch with representatives partaking of a Michigan-made meal. The event provided yet another opportunity to talk about the importance of funding for agriculture and the need for reforms in government to deal with the systemic issues in the state's budget. The second annual Michigan Livestock Expo took place at the Pavilion at Michigan State University in late July, concluding with the Celebration Auction of award-winning farm animals and dairy products. The expo involved 700 young people, ages 8 to 20, from all corners of the state. And thanks to the purchases by more than 60 single and collective buyers, the auction grossed $155,550, a 55% increase over last year's event. Grand Rapids-based retailer Meijer led the charge with 7 purchases totaling $61,800. They bought the Grand Champion Market Steer, Market Hog, and Market Lamb, those 3 alone accounting for $47,000. The Ford Motor Company recently selected 4 State Farm Bureaus to be part of their $500 bonus cash program this year. Beginning in April, members of the Michigan, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Missouri Farm Bureaus were able to take advantage of this $500 savings on eligible 2010 and 2011 Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicles. The Ford $500 bonus cash, another great way to save money with your Farm Bureau membership. Learn more about this offer along with other terrific member benefits at our website at michfb.com. You've undoubtedly seen the yard signs, commercials, and websites for candidates running for a variety of political offices. In an effort to sort out what's best for agriculture, candidate evaluation committees from county farm bureaus across the state were busy over the past few months, interviewing those vying for seats on the state and federal level. The recommendations to Michigan Farm Bureau's Agri-PAC Committee have resulted in a number of endorsements for the primary election. A complete list of endorsed Friends of Agriculture can be found at michfb.com. One of those on the list is Joe Hune, elected by 2 votes to the State House in 2002, now running for the state Senate seat from the 22nd District.
I haven't seen folks this aware and this angry as ever before with what's going on in government. And thank you to the folks like Michigan Farm Bureau for doing candidate vetting and ultimately candidate support, because it is important to know who's going to be ultimately representing you in the state legislature and all the other public offices. It's important to know where they stand on agriculture issues in particular.
All 15 U.S. House seats are up for election, as are the 38 seats in the Michigan Senate and 110 in the Michigan House, with many open because of term limits. And 2 of the 7 seats on the Michigan Supreme Court are being contested. And only for the second time since after World War II, the offices of Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, and Secretary of State will be on the ballot, with no incumbents running. Agri-PAC endorsements for those offices will be made in September. The primary election on August 3rd resulted in 85% of those endorsed as Friends of Agriculture winning their races. The goal now is for 100% for those in the general election on November 2nd. On the national level, Farm Bureau remains committed to working on the 2012 Farm Bill, tax issues, and immigration. There are new issues, however, and they will involve more time and more involvement from Farm Bureau members in the upcoming year. Recent on-farm investigations throughout southwest Michigan by the U.S. Department of Labor remain a concern. Surprise visits by investigative teams have targeted fruit and vegetable farmer compliance with paperwork and youth employment standards, as well as some housing reviews. The Food and Drug Administration recently announced that they're reviewing the use of animal antibiotics. There is no peer-reviewed scientific study that has shown a connection between animal antibiotic use and human antibiotic resistance. FDA has a stringent review process that all antibiotics must pass before they can be utilized on farms. And the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency recently announced that they'll be conducting a comprehensive reevaluation of atrazine. The EPA collected over 6,000 studies attesting to the safety of atrazine in their last comprehensive view that ended only 2 years ago. Atrazine is one of the most commonly used herbicides in Michigan. Farm Bureau remains concerned that EPA is sidestepping their own scientific review process by initiating another review so soon. With policy being set at the county level, it's time to mark the days of November 30 through December 3rd on your calendar for the Michigan Farm Bureau annual meeting, where your statewide organization's agenda will be set for 2011.